This podcast contains potentially adult language, adult themes, definitely drinking, and possibly sexual context. Listener discretion is advised. Okay, welcome to Drinking with Authors, the Literary Briefs edition. I am your host, Erica Lance. My co-host today, who's having some internet malfunctions, so she may or may not be here for various parts of the podcast, is Vanessa Valiente. See, she just jumped out. She'll come back. But we have Jade and Wilnona, who are from the ladies, but I am going to let them introduce themselves after we talk about what we're drinking for a minute so people can drink along. So I have been drinking, I'm on my second one of these. They're called Carbless, which looks like Carb Bliss, but they're 0 carb, 0 sugar, 100 calorie, black raspberry, 5% alcohol by volume. I think this is really supposed to replace Truly's, so I'm not nearly as basic as I could be, I suppose. But they're amazing. Our sponsor today, Skunk Brothers Spirits. I'm gonna put lightning in these this time. It's gonna be amazing. Vanessa, what are you drinking?
Still Stella. Good old reliable right here.
Good old reliable. Kind of not like your internet today.
I don't know.
Just being a bastard.
It's not my internet. I just have magical powers and I just vanish from time to time. But I reappear. I'm not going stray.
Okay, we won't blame technical things anymore. Okay, ladies, tell us what you're drinking.
So I'm still on my Oban 18 because like once you pull out the bottle, why put it away?
That's true.
I had one sip of the Highland Park, but I'm going to stick with for this episode the Literary Liquid Red Wine Blend, which is our wine, the Red Wine Blend.
Very, very cool. Do you want to show the bottle again?
Sure.
This is amazeballs. Okay, so let's have some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You don't blink and rapid fire together. I feel like someone's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that Jade looks terrified. It's fine. So,
I'm terrified.
Okay, what is your favorite book of all time?
Okay, so it is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Like, let me just be like super picky there.
I know you just basically stabbed Erica in the heart with that answer.
And like so, it's like a two-part. Like it's a two-part though. Like
okay,
so, yeah,
you'll redeem yourself here. So let me
the tie. So the first book that ever got me reading ever in life, like, and actually not for school, but just reading in general, was Black Alley, Mickey Spillane. So y'all, just in case you think your children are not reading what's on your bookshelves, don't fool yourself. We're reading it. Super inappropriate for the 10-year-old me. 10, 11-year-old me. Super inappropriate.
Yes. No, I agree. Clarence the Cave Bear was my super inappropriate that my mom had on our bookshelf. There's a lot of sex in that book. Okay. Well, no. What about you?
Since she took it, because Mickey Spillane, we share that as one of our favorite ones, the Black Alley. That's actually how I invented and started writing my long widow's career. And then I found the book that just touched my heart because it was the book I was trying to write. I've been trying to write since I was 12 years old. And then I read this person's book and she wrote the book I wanted to write. It's a little more on the love side than I wanted, but hey, it's so close to what I have in mind. Camilla Monk. Any of her romance section, just read it.
Yeah, Spotless series, amazing, y'all.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. And the best part is I got to interview her. And then I got to talk about all the things I like and all the things I did not like. And to this day, she comes on our, because we do conferences, mini conferences for people. We do mini conferences for writers can come and learn for all this stuff for free, right?
Or like $10.
Or $10, yeah. So anyway, she comes at least once every third time. About two times a year she'll come. And every time she starts off with, "Hi, Wilnona and Jade, it's lovely to be here. Wilnona, yes, Drace is still dead." And I'm like, so I still don't like you. That's nice.
Oh my God, I love that. Okay, so the following follow-up to that particular one is, what is the least favorite book you've ever read?
Okay, so I'm Jade, and it will definitely be Ivanhoe. I have never read a book I couldn't finish besides Ivanhoe. I could not finish it.
Wow.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I have read everything from the authors that I don't like.
Wait a minute, that does not.
Keep reading.
How's that possible?
And I'm like, another Jackie Collins novel?
Yep.
Are you sure you hate it?
Yep.
She's like, yes, I have to buy
It
it.
starts off so great, and I get in the middle, I'm like, I can't stand this book. And then it gets to the end, I'm like, it's worse. It was worse than the last one. Where's the next one? It's worse than the one before that. It's like a car accident. She can't look away. She can't look at a train wreck. She cannot look away. I'm like, please, just don't buy this author. Not for you.
Gosh. Well, okay, what is your favorite book that's been turned into a movie or a TV series?
Favorite book turned into a TV series. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Because it's a terrible movie. But it was one of my favorite books.
No, this is when you liked what they did. Then I ask you what you didn't like that they did. So let's start with what you liked.
I'm going to go with The Notebook.
Oh my God.
By Nicholas Sparks. Good job. Good job.
I was about to say, are you telling me your worst one? I was like, what?
No. I thought she said favorite.
Yeah, she said favorite.
Okay, yeah. Niggas, like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, seriously, it was great. Well done.
Clancy, Some of All Fears.
Oh, okay.
Because I used to be a huge Clancy fan, like early Clancy.
Okay, then what is the one that you guys saw and you were like, well, they fucked this up?
Janet Ivanovich, One for the Money.
Whoa, that was quick. Okay. Right.
The Rainmaker.
I read the book. I seen the movie. What was the problem with it?
Everything. The book wasn't exceptional, because she doesn't get exceptional until like book 5.
So you start a series, y'all. Like, I give it like to book 4 to get like exceptional. So book 1 wasn't to me exceptional, but it was like a good bit. Like, oh, it's a series, so this is a good start to a series. They didn't even start it right. Like, it was bad. It was bad, and it should have been so good. Okay, but for me, it's The Rainmaker.
We're The Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker. Why? Why would you destroy a John Grisham book that bad?
Wow. Okay, Vanessa.
Okay. So you want me to say the next question?
No, you're supposed to ask questions. That's
I know. I was just laughing. No, I just okay. All right. What is you know what do you like? Do you listen to music? And if so, what kind of genre of music when you're writing?
Ed Sheeran when I'm writing anything, unless of course I'm writing if I'm writing the Widows series, I take it back to the classics.
Yeah, she takes it way back to the classics.
DMX and Eminem.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoo.
Oh, see, I literally thought you were gonna say like Bach, and then I'm like, where is she going with this? And no, I can see why. Okay.
Oh no. Like, if I'm writing a really nice scene, I will do Pavarotti.
Yeah. There's something to pull up to Winona's house and hear like, you're like, why?
It's an opera day.
It's an opera day. Why? Okay. Let's see. Writing country.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Country.
For poetry, definitely.
Country.
Anything.
Country.
Wow.
Not classic.
Not classic, but like 90s onward. Country.
Okay. That is not the answer I was expecting. I don't know about you.
Oh my God.
I'm
like Alan Jackson. Come on. You had to like
Brothers Osborne.
I can tell you with 1,000% certainty, I'm on like my 300th episode of this show, and no one has ever said country ever.
Lyrics. All I'm gonna say is lyrics. Like the country, like, right? You got You gotta get your car,
I love
job
the
back.
first.
I love all of these great, like you're like listening to, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's true. That's sad. It touched my heart. Let me pause this song and write this poem.
See, I'm the total opposite. It is my least favorite genre. I know. Don't stab. I like, please don't hit me. Like, seriously, I can't do it.
Everyone has their thing, and I'm just saying, like me, like getting like a real. I'm Jade, by the way, just in case y'all listening and didn't know who I was. To get into like that sad mood, you're like, let me put on some country, and they like talk about the girl that they lost and how horrible it was, and their father died, and you're like, oh, I feel you, man. Let me write this down.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. Okay, how about this? If you guys could be any supernatural creature, what would you be?
Supernatural.
I am narcissistic, and as Wilnona, I'm gonna believe myself because I am supernaturally good at what I do.
Dang it. Well, I feel like, okay, well, I would just be her assistant. I don't know whether that would just make me Jade or that would make me a small elven person. I don't know, but I'm her assistant.
Oh my gosh.
That is like true superhero sidekick going into action right there. That's kind of amazing. Vanessa?
Oh, I would just say, what is your least favorite genre to read?
Literary and poetry.
Wait, what?
No, okay.
Write poetry.
Wait. To read it, yes. To listen to it,
Oh yeah, no.
poetry.
Poetry is fun. To
Okay,
listen.
so this is why we did audiobooks, right? Because I love listening to poetry. Sometimes reading it, not so much. But like listening to it, I'd be like, this is what I'm saying, though. And like, but I read the whole book and I'm like, yeah, I didn't get that. But when the narrator does, they're like, see, I didn't get it, but I'm glad I heard it because now I get it. I think poetry was meant to be performed. Like you can read it and it's amazing, but like when you perform it, that's like otherworldly.
Do you guys perform a lot of your poetry?
We read them.
We read.
We read them, not perform. Read it.
I'll read for you if you want.
I mean, she can read for you, but go and get a book so you can read for them. Not that book. Go and get the other one, the actual reading book. You like how I said that too? Like, and my southern accent, go on, get the real one now. Go on, get the real one.
I don't know how suddenly you got southern. Like we talked about country music, and then all of a sudden the accent came out.
It's true. It's true. So let's see. What I really true crime. Oh God, yeah. Because it freaks me out. Because I start looking at my neighbors like you might be a serial killer.
It's really funny. It's true. I write horror serial killer stuff, so I do understand. But one of the things that a friend of mine, I was at dinner last night, and she was like, she watches Homicide Detective, which is this older gentleman who retells the stories of these homicides that he investigated, and they all happen in Colorado Springs. And she's like, you would have never thought Colorado Springs was as dangerous as this guy says it is from all these crimes he retells.
But I still read true crime. Don't get me wrong. It just freaks me out. And then Wilnona will know that I am like reading true crime because I'm like, have to put on 85 locks in this thing under here and check and make sure my neighbors aren't going to kill me.
Did you guys watch the Netflix show You?
Oh, I can't do it. I've been warned not to watch it. And so
I'll tell you, that book is probably one of my favorite books that was ever written because it's written like he's telling you the story. So every interaction is not another character. It's not like third person or something. It is like first person, his narrative of every situation that's happening. So if somebody walks in the room, it's how he perceives they're walking in the room or what he thinks they're thinking or what he thinks they're doing. It's never like their side of the story.
Wow. Okay. See, I'm glad I've never watched it because I would be looking at my neighbors. What do you think?
Yes, you'd be freaked out. Okay, did you bring something to read for us? We haven't.
Yes, it is our our reading book.
So this is the book that we actually made just for reading, because like our poetry book, it has a narrative that takes you all the way through. But
our fans asked us, they were like, can we just get one book with the reading? Because we just want the reading. So it's called A Thoughtful Collections and Misfit Guide.
Okay, so give me one. Give me one.
Okay. I'm reading Only You. When they say we are sorry for your loss, do they understand what it means to lose? I had to pull the plug. I had to choose. When they say it will be hard, have they heard themselves? Do they know what it means to awaken without them there? They hear their footsteps and know that there are no feet. To listen to the door creak. To hear a car pull into the yard, but no, it is not theirs. To replay their last words until you can't remember their voice. Do they know? So I know those who feel the pain. I see it in their eyes, not by their tears. I see their irises bend back and squint. I see the grief in their glints. I see the formations in their teardrops. I see the walls that they have built. I hear the last embrace that held them in their loved one's arms. I feel the heartache of a casket in the ground. And the more I look, the more I see them around. And I know only you understand us now. To our late, great, and beloved, we see your footprints cemented in our life. We know they don't continue on and on, but where you stopped, well, that's where we began. Know your influence will never end. Our feet don't fit in your imprint. We have so far to grow to fill them. We know that we are the hope of both yours and ours. We understand we are your legacy. We are your towers, your statues. We live this in every second, every minute, culminated into our hours, written by the hearts and grief of all those who've ever lost someone.
Woo! I love it. Woo!
Yeah.
And you said
Woo.
you were not amazing. That's bull crap. I don't want to hear that noise anymore from you guys, okay? You're amazing.
Spoken
Stop
word.
flailing your Stella around, Vanessa. You're gonna spill it all over the place.
Okay, I got pizza to go with your Stella, because I always have Stella and pizza. But for what you were saying, thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
We're amazing. And then I want you to understand, like, spoken word, I would be able to do that without the book, and I cannot. So that is a poetry reading, not spoken word. Spoken word is amazing. A poetry reading is cute.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I got a question for you guys. Bucket list. What is one of the items on your list of things to accomplish before you pass on into whatever the next thing is for us?
I would like to see my television show actually make it onto the air. I mean, Jade was kind enough to help connect us so that the script that I wrote actually was performed by professional actors with
on the Ladies Tale podcast.
On the Ladies Tale podcast, hence why it's a podcast. But I'd like to actually see it done.
Very cool. What about you, Jade?
On my bucket list, living.
Yup. I knew you were going to say it.
That's it. Life life takes you on a journey, and as long as you have a good friend or good friends beside you, let the journey continue until it's no longer.
Very true. I agree with you 1,000%. Okay, reading question. Do you prefer ebooks, audiobooks, or paper books?
I'm going to give Jade a moment because she likes them all. So she got to figure out which one she's picking. Audiobooks for me, just because I don't have as much time to read as I used to. I mean,
same thing for me. I use them like when I was doing all the things I told you I was doing earlier today. I was listening to audiobooks. I drive a lot, and it's an opportunity when I do chores. I listen to them because if I'm cooking or dishes or laundry, it's a perfect time, and I can't pick up a book and read because I've got to actually, do the laundry eventually.
Okay. I don't know, because I love to read, right? So I love ebooks, right? Because I can get them like yesterday. But but the dyslexic side of myself loves to not work for it. So I love audiobooks. So you feel like so they're kind of like tied to me. I want to read it, but I also don't want to work for it. So
it makes perfect sense. Okay, what about fans? Let's talk about a couple of your favorite fan moments.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and start this.
I'm laughing so hard.
So I'm gonna throw a little shade. I'm a little annoyed, just a tiny. Because you see how cute I am, right? But no matter where we go, do you know who gets recognized? JD. I literally was sitting in a bar. Like, so, right? If you can imagine this, I would be I'd be right here, and the fan would be right here
next to her,
and right
and
here.
I'd be over
and
all the way.
Jade would be all the way over.
Next on the other side of Wilnona. Yes.
The fan turns and goes, "Are you Jade?" And
I know your voice. Oh my goodness, I know your face. Are you Jade? Yes, I am.
Yup. Whole conversation. And then the fan goes, "Can you sign this?" And I said, "Oh, you can't reach. Let me pass it." So the lady looks at me. She looks at me in the face, hands me a napkin, and I hand it to Jade. Jade proceeds to write out the message and sign it, and I hand it back. And she goes, "Thank you so much, Jade. Where's Wilnona?"
I only wish Wilnona could sign this too. And I'm like, I was like, oh, she can't. She's right here. Oh, she looks different in person.
And this is not the first time I've heard this. Every time someone asks me, "Well, you look different in person."
Oh, goodness.
Well, someone, look, magic. Vanessa popped out again.
Oh man, so that's like one of my favorite stories, because every time I get recognized, everyone is just like, "Well, where's Wilnona?" I was in the airport looking busted, y'all.
Going through security.
It's 5:00 a.m. So I haven't had my coffee, and I'm just like, if I could just make it through this checkpoint. So I see the coffee on the other side. You just, oh my goodness, are you Jade? Yes, I am. Please don't talk to me. Like, I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just, for my coffee, I'm a little angry. So they're like, "Oh, only Wilnona was here." Literally, you just patted Wilnona down. You literally patted her down. Wanda.
If Wilnona was here, hey,
I'm
that's
here.
who you're wanding.
I wonder if that has to the karma of the narcissist going, "You're awesome. You're never going to be recognized."
And I tell her all the time, it's the glasses and the lipstick, like nobody does. So it's probably
I understand. It's funny because, see, I'm 6 feet tall in person. So if you meet me, usually, regardless of recognizing face or anything, like, I'm super tall. So people see me and they're like, it's funny, they've told us when they find our like booths and stuff that what they're looking for is not a logo or anything. They're looking for Erica's height. Like, she's huge. We will find her. What other great fan moments have you had?
It's a great moment, but it's sad. Wait, unless Jade has a better one.
No, I wasn't gonna go with that one, but you can go with that one.
No, I did one of the first ones.
Oh, okay. So I'll go with the not sad one.
Yeah.
When your audiobook narrators go, okay, I'm gonna need you to come out with more books because I love your books. And like, I know I'm behind on reading your audiobooks, but I just want y'all to know I fully invested and I watch all of your things. And you're like, "Stop it. Did I make a fan out of my audiobook narrator? That's crazy."
I guess
that's awesome.
Sure. I'll tell this out because our first book, And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, was
with other
life lessons. It does a lot with emotional abuse. And one of the fans will, during cocktail hour, because we're in a hotel a lot of times. So, we're at the hotel bar.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we are. They came up to us and they were talking about, like, "I wish that your book were around for my mom because it makes you understand the aspects of emotional abuse. And she was like, she was young and her mom was getting beaten by her boyfriend, and she ran off to the car, and her mom got taken out of the house with the sheet over her because he had beat her to death. And she was like, every time I read the book, I'm like, if only it were here, I might still be able to talk to my mom today.
And she was like, but it's a beacon.
But it's a beacon for everyone else.
That's
So I
heartbreaking.
we only go to the bar to hear, to hear stories, to talk to people, and it helps us write poetry that's fun and stuff. We drank a lot that evening.
Yeah, we did. Because I was like, I'm sorry.
Of course, we bought her a drink.
Let me buy
but
you a
we
couple
drank
of
a lot
rounds.
because that.
Well, if anything, that's just a testament to what you're doing is amazing. I mean, that you may not have been able to be helpful in that situation, but the fact that you got validation for someone who has a very close tie to something like that, your stuff can actually help someone else in the future recognize, abuse. And that's extraordinary.
It also made us change our genre because we no longer wanted to do emotional.
I didn't want to.
Every town you go into, you hear a story similar, not nearly as bad, but similar. And
I'm happy that people can be able to share that with us. I'm glad we got that off of our chest. I'm glad that the other ladies that were with us got that off of their chest.
I'm glad it helps.
And I'm glad, and I hope it helps anybody that needs the help or to recognize what's going on. But also, we like to be fun. So we're not going to change genres. We're maybe going to lighten up on what we write about.
And as you've noticed, I'm taking more sips because I'm starting to remember more stories. The more stories I remember, the more sips I take. I'm a survivor from an emotional abusive relationship. So it's hard to stay in that space.
But also, it got us all the way around to If Only I Were Me, a memoir in verse, and one of my favorite poems that Wilnona has ever written.
Are you about to ask me to read it? No, you got to ask the host first.
Which I'm not going to ask him to read it. Which is great. Once Upon a WTF.
Oh, yes.
Okay, where is that?
Oh, we gotta go find it, Wilnona.
No. I'll just tell you briefly what it is.
No, you can't tell them briefly. You have to go get the book. Like, you can't tell them briefly. We'll talk about something else.
Jade has a high volume with you need to go get the book. That just happened. I'm not going to go against her. She's terrifying when she gets like that. So,
I am? Am I terrifying? I'm sorry.
Lots of passion. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Because it is like the most hilarious thing ever. Excuse me.
Okay. So
no, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm. I know Wilnona always tries to get away with not reading this poem, and I always make her read it. So it's really
more
great.
of a prose than a poem.
It's a prose. I'm sorry, it's prose.
If Cinderella had my life, once upon a WTF. If Cinderella had my life, the pumpkin would still have seeds inside that drip, drip, drip down from the ceiling. The dress would be radiant white on the first day of my period. The seeds would align to make a slimy, shimmering line of beads gunking up my natural hair in a one day, one use only style. It would mean tearing up as the wind came whipping in through the windows that can't be shut. The horses would see cheese in the middle of the road and they would be distracted as we pulled up to the castle steps. The royal cats would hiss and the mice would run for their lives, leaving me hanging onto the slippery inside of the pumpkin door, my dress flapping in the wind, screaming, help, at the top of my lungs, and my rescue would come. But it would be at the hands of a human toad with traveling hands, and as I swat at those hands, trying to expertly cup what ought not be touched, my glass heel would break with a resounding sound before I got into the ballroom. But I would work it out, and I would gracious but awkwardly limp in. The prince would have to meet the curious girl with the shiny curly gunk goo in her hair that sheens like a diamond with the diamond ring with the smell of pumpkin wafting off every inch of her. He would lead me to the dance floor and fill my card with wonderful dances and suave movements, and we would connect over improvements on his favorite childhood recipes that I could bake. My pumpkin would get a flat tire at 11:56, and then a few minutes later, it would turn back into the natural state. If only Cinderella could have lived a day in my shoes. Housework would turn into yard work and light constructions. My stepsisters, well, they would be mean and gorgeous. And I would be the literal black sheep of the family. The prince would scour the kingdom for my stepsister and her red bottom shoes. And I would happily live in the kitchen, turning out his favorites on every meal, but writing in my spare time. I'd retire to a cottage and have many tales to tell. The best-selling one would be the one about a pumpkin with a busted vine tire on the side of the road while I stood there in rain in the rags. When I read for the royals at their home, the prince would immediately offer to be a courtesan in this position, which I would animately refuse with a backhand slap to the face. And 2 years later, he would ask me to be his second wife because, well, his first one left and he misses the cooking of them in our late night chats over sneak snacks in the closed kitchen. I would turn him down and return to writing a best-selling expose about almost being a princess. On second thought, I bet Cinderella wishes she was me.
I love it.
Right?
I love that. I love that
Wait,
so
right?
much.
Right?
Amazing. Amazing. Stop rolling your eyes. Amazing. Okay, Vanessa, if you can pull it together, I'm giving you the final question.
Oh, okay. How long does it take for you to finish a story once you committed to doing it? I mean, probably a day, right? I mean,
Fastest we've ever finished a book was 13 hours, which was the Misfit Guides, the Cocktail Stories, and the LBD. The longest it's ever taken me is 8 years. My average time is 2 months, between a week and 2 months.
wow.
I'm only laughing about the 8-year one. It's because she was trying to write a romance, and every time she tried to write it, the heroine fell in love with herself. She's like, that's the way it's supposed to be. Fall in love with yourself, not a person, yourself. And I'm like, that's not romance. It's women's like.
So I had to actually hire someone to assist me to finish the book. And then she was like, it's not romance. You have this person doing that. And I'm like, but that's what men do. And she's like, but that doesn't happen in romance. And then that person said that. And I'm like, but that's what men do.
So what you're saying is you just need to create your own brand of romance where you're just basically throwing out the old conventions and just make your own thing. Okay.
Right.
See
Where
you.
every heroine like falls in love with themselves at the end. Like, bam! I reckon
you know
I
what,
didn't
though? I
need
mean,
it.
there's not enough books of people loving themselves. So yes, there is a need for that.
Yes.
Come on, let's do it. I want to read it.
Yes.
Okay, then you want to read Foreign Coffee's A Lady's Tale. Foreign Coffee.
Okay.
There we go.
If after this, if you do give me email me and I'll send you the book. It's the short read, an audiobook. I would never send anyone to an actual book that they have to sit down and read. Like audiobook.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Okay, time for shameless self-promotion, ladies.
All right, so let me say it again. You can find everything your ladies are doing on www.andithoughladies.com. While you're there, take a moment and see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them also. We thank you in advance for that. And also, y'all, check out our new audiobooks out. It's amazing.
And the 25 Hottest magazine.
And the
25 Hottest Authors magazine.
25 Hottest Indie Authors, Artists, and Advocate magazine. How do you just want to cut it short? It's the triple A's.
Oh,
wow.
There's one more thing I wanted to say.
Okay.
If you were around in October and you still remember who we are from this episode, please come down to Atlanta and hang out at the Inspirational Women in Literature, Media, and Journalism Awards, October the 15th.
That is awesome. Wilnona, Jade, you have been so amazing to have on this podcast. I'm so fortunate to have met you. Really, you guys are so awesome. This is so cool. And we'll absolutely have you back again. This has been so much fun. By then you'll be like, and we started a whole building business. And I don't even know. We'll just have to spend the whole podcast talking about all the accomplishments since the last time we talked. It's amazing. But thank you so much for being here. I've been your host, Erica Lance. My co-host, depending on the time of her magical spells, apparently, has been Vanessa Valiente. And we will, Skunk Brother Spirit is our sponsor. See, I kind of remember this stuff after I've been drinking. DWA10 is the coupon code. Check them out. Buy their stuff. You're supporting a family veteran-owned business. And we will see you guys next time.